Hi everyone, Nikki Buckaloo here at the Seniors Real Estate Institute, and we're here today to talk about seminars. So the question that was asked is, what are the key ingredients to making a seminar successful? First of all, let's unpack that word successful before I give you the tips that we have for you today. Because going into the seminar, the question I always have to ask is, well, what do you think is successful? What makes it successful for you? How are you qualifying that word? And for some people, it's, I want to get a piece of business from it. For someone else, it might be, gosh, I really want to build a relationship with the senior living community that I'm partnering with. And for others, like what it is for us, is I want to build a long-term relationship with people in the audience so that if they ever need or want to sell real estate, they think of us and we become their go-to resource. So whatever your purpose is, I'm going to tell you that the tips I'm going to give you today are for the second two definitions of success. There is no guarantee that when you do a seminar, you're going to get a piece of business from that particular event. Absolutely can you? Yes. But if that is your only reason for doing it, there are other ways to go about getting business a lot easier than that one. Now, let's talk about the 3 ways, or 3 tips, if you will, if the goal is to build relationships with other referral partners potentially, and to build a long-term relationship with people that you get an opportunity to educate up front. So here's what the 3 tips are. These came from the Ultimate Senior Living Seminar Solution that we offer here at the Seniors Real Estate Institute. And so I'm just gonna paraphrase 3 of them that I thought were most important. The first one, seminars should be educational, not a sales pitch. So a lot of real estate agents go in and they think they're there to do a listing presentation to a group of people. When in reality, the better approach might be to talk about the listing process, right? How to price a home, how to sell a home, how to prepare a home for sale, what the closing process looks like. Some technical aspect of how to sell a home that people really are interested in and maybe are confused about. You become the source of information in the room, you become the authority on that topic. And so not a sales pitch, but something educational. The second tip is, rather than do one seminar here or one seminar there, consider doing a series of topics. So it could be quarterly, if that's more manageable for you, or monthly if you feel like you have the ability to do that effectively. So you would offer 4 topics, quarterly 4 different topics, or you would offer annually 12 different topics, or maybe even 3 or 4 topics on a rotation. The reason for that is because if you do one seminar and you know you have another one coming, it's scheduled, it's planned, there's a date and time, you can invite people back to the next one. Then you're building a relationship. If you're just doing one, you almost have to capture their information and make a huge first impression in order to solidify that relationship. It's harder to do with one than it is over a period of time. I'll just tell you, we recently have a client that we just signed a listing agreement with. They've been coming to our seminars for 6 years. Very consistently, not every seminar, but very consistently. And they said, you know, they were so grateful that they met us because we've been teaching them for the past 6 years the best practices for downsizing, and now they're following those practices, and it only made sense for them to call us to handle that particular transaction. Can it happen faster? Yeah, absolutely. We have people that call us much sooner than 6 years, but just think about that. When you've developed a relationship with someone, it really does feel good to be able to go back and serve their needs when they're ready. The third thing I would say, as far as a tip goes, is professionalism matters. I get this a lot from people. They'll say, oh my gosh, your seminars are so professional, they're so well done, they're so organized, and people will say, we appreciate that. And I'm always curious, and I'll say, well, as compared to what? And they'll say, oh, we've gone to other different talks or educational programs, and they don't start on time, and they're not organized, and they're just chaotic. And so think about it like this: how you show up at the seminar that you're doing, whether it's at a senior living community or at a church or at your own venue. You show up late, or if you don't have your material prepared, or it seems rushed or chaotic, then they're gonna make the assumption that's the way your real estate practice also runs. But conversely, if they show up and they're greeted warmly and everything's prepared and you're prepared and it's highly professional, they're gonna automatically say that must be how their real estate practice runs too. So make sure that you show up with your game face on. That's really, really important. Okay, so those are my 3 tips, and I just want to give you a word of encouragement. A lot of people, when they think about seminars or think about doing talks, it's overwhelming. Not everyone is a public speaker, but there's lots of ways to go about this. So I would just encourage you to check out some of the seminars that we've done. Look online at some of the things other CSHPs have done and broadcasted online, because the first one is always the hardest. It gets easier after that. So if you have questions or we can do anything for you here at the Seniors Real Estate Institute, please let us know, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.